Christian Cáceres joining us now in the studio with a recap of some of the biggest concerns. Christian?
Well, Denise, it was quite interesting. It was called The Pandemic Stops With Me, and this webinar was hosted by Caesars Entertainment, Nevada Minority Health and Equity Coalition, and UNLV's School of Public Health. Now, this was a panel of 5 experts, including 4 doctors, who answered common questions about the vaccine, current stage of the pandemic, and they even touched on myths. Now, these community leaders are at the forefront of COVID-19 efforts right here in the state and are working to achieve a higher vaccination rate among minorities. Dr. Erica Marquez describes the biggest challenge they face with vaccine hesitancy.
I think one of our really hardest challenges right now at this point in the pandemic is the amount of disinformation and misinformation, because it's almost hard for us to keep up with that. Our communities are so confused, and with, you can go onto, like Dr. C mentioned, you can go onto any social media platform and there's folks sharing so much information.
The panel also focused on myths surrounding the vaccine and what Pfizer's full FDA approval actually means.
All the parts that are in the vaccine have been used for years and tested. The idea that this vaccine was put together too quickly, well, it was only because we spent decades getting to the point where we could put it together quickly. It's kind of like saying, I called the fire department and they got here too quickly. Well, yeah, they didn't have to build the trucks and hire people. It was all ready to go when there was an emergency, and that's what we did with this vaccine. It comes down to the basic difference in the way we approve vaccines. So when there's an emergency situation, there is a pressing need for that. So we want to use that vaccine sooner. It doesn't mean we skip steps.
Well, the group also says statewide the data is skewed because the majority of our case numbers are coming from Southern Nevada. They say the Delta variant hit us here in the valley earlier than most of the nation. Now, the panel reiterated the majority of the people getting sick and dying are unvaccinated and that these deaths are completely preventable. Christian Cáceres, 8 News Now.